collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full to new moon in July 2022? I am your reader. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years in business at the time of this recording, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, is available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box and you can preview it for free and see the dedication to my mom. And here's the narrative segue, who I am driving up to see the day after the full moon. I'm going to spend some time up in Saratoga. I have an Aquarian friend of mine cat sitting for me while I am away and garden sitting. So excited to be doing these readings, wrapping things up, packing up, and traveling to see my mom. Her birthday is on Monday, so I'm all excited about that. Oh yeah, and I'm a creator on Patreon, patreon.com. / drawing the circles. We got humans, we got heroes, we got witches, we got angels, we got immortals and gods, goddesses. Levels of subscription over there. Patreon is a subscription service, so you can support your different artists of many shapes and forms. Doing live streams pretty much every morning there. A cup of coffee, me in a bathrobe, chatting about the day's lunar stuff, usually the lunar astrology, unless it's a retrograde, schmetrograde, whatever. My hair doing what it's going to do, and because it is a YouTube live stream, we can chat, and a bunch of people do, and it's a lot of fun. So if you want more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more me, more Mal, go Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Yeah, it's easier. It's 3 letters. I didn't name me. My parents did. Ha 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 ha. Shall we? If you are new to the channel, a 7-card draw is just 1 card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this case, a waning moon timeline. I also do the 5-card draws for the new moon to full moon, the waxing reads, and I think they're the most important thing I do on my YouTube channel, and I'll tell you why real quick, because, you know, you're Aquarians, you like to see it from a different place. Well, you know, the timeless reads are timeless reads, but if you can navigate the waxing and waning, your own process, which is so, because it's lunar, internal, so personal, then you can shift your alchemical balance, so to speak, from lead to gold, pain to peace, shadow to light, clear the plate in the waning, right? Do the weeding in the waning and plant new seeds for the waxing. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because your sun and your moon can have very important things to say about the same timeline, as well as you could have 4 different timelines. It's not that hard. Just find your info. Unless you don't have your birth time, then rising is tricky, but there are astrologers who specialize in that stuff. I'm not an astrologer, I just speak the language. Oh, so let's look at the actual astrology, shall we? The full moon in Capricorn, Wednesday, July 13th, 2:37 p.m. So I'm going to be doing something for my patrons that will eventually hit the tube of you. So if you want the early stuff, just saying, the stuff and the stuff that only they see, blah, blah, blah. Then we're looking at the 2 weeks following, the releasing, the letting go, the sacrificing is a weird word, depends on what you mean by it, right? The reducing, the forgiving, all that fun spiritual stuff we just love doing, the shadow work, the alchemy, from shadow to light, lead to gold. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table, so you burn those 3 off. Energy can't be created or destroyed, only changed, but you get it. It's symbolic, right? Then not only do you shift to a better timeline in the terms of your soul's evolution, but you take everybody along with you too, because there's an infinite number of timelines and we all play everything out on different versions, quantum, wantum, blah, blah, blah. Please don't make me do math. So both feet on the floor, if you can, focus on your breath, if you will, and I will do the best that I can to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace. I was doing breath work, Wim Hof, outside, in the garden. It was just wonderful, and just got the tingles all over. So I'm ready to rock and roll. You ready to rock and roll? And on a more serious note, I guess, I try and keep these light, but with what's going on planet Earth, like I said, the more you do your shadow work, the less the collective shadow possesses people, and we have hopefully less wars, crime, school shoot, fill in the blank of violation. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now let's go back to trying to keep it light. Sense of humor goes a long way. My guide said to me many years ago, I was a teenager, they said, if you have the choice between laughter and tears, choose laughter, because sometimes there ain't nothing to do but cry, and boy, have they been right. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Let's do this. Breathe. This feels good. Still point. I just said, take your time. Well then. So mote it be, as I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above, spirit animals and totems, as well as the pantheon of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures throughout time and space. Just make sure we're covering everybody. Using the Caroline Myss archetype deck. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype? Hovering over the head of the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, indicating the archetypal soul power being healed, alchemized from lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace, but also changing the electromagnetic dynamic of all the chakras underneath it, like a satellite beaming down the programming, what they attract, what they repel, for their soul's growth and evolution on a hero's journey in a human body. What do you got for them this full to new July 2022? Whoa! Saboteur! Don't freak. I've decided, instead of putting saboteur in the title, from now on I'm going to name it with its, to me, what is its opposite, right? The saboteur is the shadow side of the archetype, the empowerer. Because that's the choice. That's the decision that only you can make. The saboteur is a member of the survival family archetypes. There are 9 different families. Caroline Myss, MYSS. She's a PhD. I can't not say that anymore, and I don't care. I love it. I love her. Sacred contracts. You learn about the 4 survival archetypes first, and then all the other branches and all of that. But if the trunk of the tree ain't healthy, so it's how we learn how to survive. Now there's the child, the victim, victor, the saboteur, empowerer, and the prostitute. Now for me, the positive side of the prostitute I call the hooker with the heart of gold, but has so very little to do with that kind of prostitution. It's a whole other thing. The saboteur is the archetypal guardian of decisions of empowerment, and a decision is very different than a choice. Same, more intensity, life-changing. And I think I'll have another cup of coffee is a choice. I think I'll drink coffee until I burn down the house. That's a decision, right? So let's look what's written here. The shadow light attribute, the light attribute. The shadow induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. Now, as much as we have all had to do that, keep that in mind. We've all had to do that. So it's a learning curve. It's how we learn to empower ourselves, and we're talking from birth, right? So we learn all sorts of stuff that's not endemic to the truth of who we are, right? What you're shooting for highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Like, if I stand up for myself, I might lose my job. If I act on my calling, my intuition, I might alienate people, or they might alienate me. All of these things are life-changing decisions, but look at what's going on planet Earth. Also, facing the shadow of wanting to sabotage somebody can be a very, very, very tricky thing, let alone the willingness to even look at how we sabotage ourselves. But we're talking about an aquarium here, so, you know, it depends on how they approach that. They fly high enough, they may be able to see that. It's very powerful. So we're going to call that the empowerer. Empowerer in the title. Cope. Because everybody has that one, and that's why, you know, I say you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, but everybody has those 4 for a lifetime, because you're always surviving. All right, let's look at the next 4 chakras down. The crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart, the internal world, the feminine energy, your psychological world, your creative intuition, your second level of power, Caroline Myss, using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Feminist deck for the feminine energy. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And here we go. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the East, beloved ones of wisdom in particular, please. One card in clarity for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on inside of them, heart, throat, third eye, crown, the world behind their eyes that they may or may not share with everybody. You know, they may chew on it before they spit it out, or maybe they swallow it forever. This is where the shadow work begins, at least with the throat chakra choice to do so. So what is your clarity, guidance, and grace for the Aquarian collective this full to new July 2022? You got a court card. This is usually not somebody on the outside. This is a dynamic on the inside. You've got the Libra card, Skadi, the Mother of Blades. It's the element of air. That would be the King of Swords, Libra, in what I consider traditional tarot Rider-Waite stuff. So when it's when it's a court card on the inside, I would certainly say have a look at what's going on in the sign of Libra, but it's also a seventh house dynamic. Partnerships, right? Ruled by Venus, very third eye, but can be trying to find the balance between the head and the heart to make the most, here we go, the Lover's card, essentially, the most wise, loving, empowered decision, right? Because sometimes we do things with the head and neglect the heart, and we regret it. And sometimes we do things completely with the heart and neglect the head, and boy, can we regret it. So to become what Caroline Myss calls congruent, right? To line that up, then what hits the lower three chakras in terms of the physical world, not that we can control absolutely everything, but you know, got to look at your relationships in your life, like my relationship with my youngest son, the third prince, Prince Melchior of the Floofies of the House de Lyon. Hey, baby. Hey, my Taurus. He's such a good boy. He really, really is. And your opposite sign. No, is that right? No, I know. Leo is your opposite sign. Well, you know. The beasts of the apocalypse, the fixed signs. Shall we continue? What does this look like on the outside? The mythic tarot is the masculine energy, the yang, you from the outside looking in at yourself, you from the inside looking out at a person, place, or thing. Person, place, or thing, because the lower three chakras are about relationships in the physical world. The root chakra, groups, tribes, your circle of friends, your genetic heritage, your what are you a fan of? Because you're not the only one usually a fan of it. Like, what are you for? What are you against? You can find yourself in root chakra connections you're not even aware of, and it could take a while to find all of them. Second chakra, relationship to another person or thing. I would say umbilical cord, but really it doesn't quite work that way. It's not exactly navel to navel, is it? But you sort of get the idea. Second chakra to second chakra that way. Money, sex, power, all that kind of stuff. And your solar plexus is your relationship to yourself in the world. Your self-esteem, which, you know, the saboteur, like, do you act on your gut intuition even if everybody tells you not to do it, right? That is a traditional hero's journey thing, right? I think you get it. Your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. Are you a villain or a hero on the journey? That kind of stuff. The ultimate saboteur archetype for me has always been Wile E. Coyote, because the saboteur uses words like, but the numbers, the analytics, the and talks you out of what your soul is trying to do. So I think you get it. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. I do go on, but I love my work. Still point. Okay, that was a shift as I call to my gods of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the East, beloved gods. One card in clarity for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. watching this video and receiving this reading is what do they need to be aware of inside out, outside in, lower 3 chakra, masculine energy, to help them navigate and alchemize that saboteur archetype, which is a constant in our lives, as all of those basic 4 are, with the Mother of Blades, Skadi, the Ice Giant, Libra energy, finding hopefully balancing, you know, again, bringing that to be the still point between the moving of the scales. What do you got for them, please? Cardinal air on the inner. What's going on the outer for them this full to new July 2022? Oh, all right. 8 of Pentacles. You're working in the coal mine, going downtown now. You know, you're putting in the hard work on the outside, or this could be work oriented. I do, as a Virgo, I do quite love the 8 of Pentacles. I mean, it is moving forward, sort of like the 8 of Wands that everybody loves, but it's moving forward in a very involved way, gathering wisdom, working things out. And what just dropped into my head is the thing, if you can be a little gentle with yourself with this, if you can get, hey, it's all in a day's work, this is a journey, I'm not at the 10 where I want to be just yet, but only I can make that. There's a lot of power here, not just to survive, but it is the empowerer. All right, we got the chakras on the table. Let's get you a mantra. The Matt Kahn Healing Mantra Deck. I think of all the signs of the zodiac, Aquarius has, I think, perhaps an astrologically based skill in that they are fixed air, fixed thought, fixed mind, and a mantra does just that, right? It can become obsessive, Lord knows. I've scorched my third eye with mantras and affirmations over the many decades. But you do the best you can. It's all a learning curve, right? So let's see what hits the table. One of 3 book reads. You know, I do enjoy them because the authors will always say it better than I can. All I can do is paraphrase. Please take a nice deep breath. And speak what the divine tells me to say. Still point. All right. Oh. All right. I call upon the Ascended Masters of Empowerment because that's a gig down here, huh? What kind of power? Ego power, personality power, soul power, right? Higher self power, all of that, some of that, side of fries. What is the perfect healing mantra to help the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, bring this into congruency and alignment that they can make more empowering decisions as they alchemize from lead to gold, as we all are. In this particular aspect, this could be about anything, right? Maybe coming into balance mentally, emotionally, you know, making more wise, just, but definitely in relationship to another person or thing. Feeling that. And 8 of Pentacles working towards it, working it out in the physical world. So knock their socks off. Give them a mantra they can really chew on, metaphorically speaking, to help them move the shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, etc., etc., etc. This full to new July 2022. Oh, rewiring the nervous system. I find strength in surviving my traumas. Oh, dear God, do we really give that to an Aquarian? You do find strength in surviving your traumas. But now we're talking about the nervous system, which is part of your energy field. It's like the physical manifestation, the wiring, if you will. So get that when you... what do we got? A download, right? When you get a download from spirit, right? In through for 8th chakra, crown chakra, third eye, which is really the Aquarian gig. Third eye, maybe talk about it. I don't know. Third eye, let me pull back. See the larger picture. It eventually comes down into your body as you act on it, right? So your entire nervous system takes that energy and is rewired at the same time that everything is downloading, and that is a journey, right? So if this is looking not just at the action that you're taking on the outside, but looking at you, it's like, oh no, you're a work in progress. Hang in there. You've survived a lot. And I find strength in surviving my traumas really means shifting from an ego strength, which is more, and the soul, that the eternal strength of the soul, which is who we really are. But the personality, Villain or hero? Villain or hero? You know, Joker or Batman? Well, Lex Luthor or Clark? Go Clark. Go Clark. Let me read you the bookie book. What Mr. Khan has to say on the subject. Rewiring the nervous system, pretty much popped right open to it. Please take a nice deep breath. Rewiring the nervous system. I find strength in surviving my traumas, which, you know, on a whole other note, all you have to do is survive it. From the soul's perspective, that is absolute truth. Look, all you got to do is survive it, and you don't really die, so everybody survives it. From the higher levels, when the nervous system is rewired, you're no longer trapped in the memories of your body, cellular memories. You are the courageous hero or heroine, that word just keeps coming up, of your present reality, honoring every moment of hardship as the means through which your infinite strength and greatest depth of character is revealed. And guess who it's revealed to first? You. This is about being a hero while being here. And that word means many things to many people, but I'm talking about in the original Jungian Greek myth deal. Just saying. As you rewire your nervous system, you're no longer responding to life from the vantage point of your painful past, but instead are open to each encounter being more miraculous than the moment before. And come on, Aqua Lungs, that's sort of your gig, right? I mean, the age of Aquarius, like right there, harmony and understanding, you know, I get it. Positive thinking and all that jazz, but, you know, it ain't much of a hero's journey without demons, dragons, villains, and exes crossing your path, right? Even Hercules and his legendary adventures, you know, there's always somebody popping up from the past. And, you know, they never really went into how he lost his divinity and had to regain it on that show. Myth, yes. This mantra is ideal for adjusting to life after loss, and who hasn't over the past 3 years, etc., healing heartbreak and becoming more optimistic. And I'm certainly going to say, psychologically, that sounds like the gig, right? With this Libra on the inner and Eight of Pentacles on the outer. You just got to endure this and keep moving forward little by little by little. And will you be fine? Well, that's the free will part. There's the saboteur archetype. Those are all about your decisions. And particularly, here's a red flag or a lead flag. Somebody write that down. Oh my God, here's a lead flag. Oh my God, that's why I love my work. If you find yourself wanting to sabotage someone or even yourself, just go, oh, here it is. Right? And just take a moment. Go inside, do whatever work is in front of you if you know you need to get through your day before you deal with it. And the mantra, I find strength in surviving my traumas, is very, very transformative. Let's move on. This next one is not a bookie book. This is the Whispers of Love Oracle that often turns the party, although it hasn't been lately, because it's got the true love card and the romance card and the spiritual connection card and other stuff like this. But I promise you, there are no womp womps in the Whispers of Love. Womp womp. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. But it is the voices of the higher selves of all involved, and usually Libra involves another person. That Venusian thing here. So let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Okay. Alright. So call upon the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? Piece of information, inspiration, insight most needed for the Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and watching this video, receiving this reading to help them alchemize the saboteur, Libra on the inner, Eight of Pentacles on the outer, rewiring their nervous system, They will find strength in surviving their traumas, and they do anyway. We all do. We are all going to survive. Oh, survival archetype, dots connected. So higher selves, what do you got for them? What's the whisper of love for the Aquarians this full to new July 2022? New love. New love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. In other words, they're saying take that third eye Libra thing and stretch it. If it is romantic, great, but that doesn't absolutely scream only that. Particularly a new way of loving yourself, certainly, right? If it pertains to work, it means spiritual work, but then again, we got that Eight of Pentacles there. So maybe a new work path, career path, etc. It's a general read for you, but let's see if we can make it a little more specific with the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. My favorite pantheons of all the ones that I work with, the animal kingdom, I guess you could say, although humans are part of the animal kingdom. We're not vegetable or mineral. So if you're going to do the hero's journey, you know, He-Man had Battle Cat. Superman had crypto, has crypto. Let's not make it past tense. And every time I hear the word cryptocurrency, that is exactly where my mind goes. Wonder Woman apparently didn't get one. Batman even had a dog. I forget its name, but I used to know it. So, right, we all have these energies around us. So it's nice to know who they are, what the message is, and the magic available. That's what we're about to find out. So please take a nice deep breath. This is very, very high energy for some reason. I'm just trying to stay grounded. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video and receiving this reading, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, and what is that oracle message to point them in the direction, to receive the protection, the guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power from the pantheons of the animal kingdom, alchemizing the saboteur, Libra on the inner, Eight of Pentacles on the outer, rewiring the nervous system. They just have to live through this. They just have to survive this, because there is new love in play here, and it's in play. So who walks with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them? The snake crawls with them. Changes, transformation. It's one or the other. Teeny tiny writing. Creation. Oh, so creation. Now, fixed air, put its mind to it, right? What can it create, particularly in terms of empowerment? Card number 43. Sneaky snake. Hey, you sneaky snake. You're a sneaky snake. 41, 42, 43. Now I just read the beginning and the ending. I don't know if you can see. The artwork is so intricate and gorgeous. Even an HD camera with but it's the lighting. You can't really see it with the reflecting. I'm just going to read the first part and the magic. So let's see how the snake plays into this. Talk about a saboteur, right? Depending on which version of the snake in the apple you go to. But let's talk about this. Card number 43, the snake, creation. It is time to shed your skin and try something new. Creation is your birthright. You must understand that to remain stagnant means atrophy, so do not fear your own creative flow. You have a physical, if you have a physical ailment, healing will occur. You are capable of big transformation. If you haven't begun, begin! It says exclamation point. That wasn't me. That's how it was written. You can expect me not to interpret the text as it feels organic to me. What is my motivation? Motivation is to deliver the goods. The magic. It would be possible to write a very thick book simply on snake magic alone. Such is its variety and power. For our purposes here, use snake magic for two main intentions. First, for creation. Second, for protection. Snake energy is almost unmatched in its ability to stimulate the flow of creative forces and enable those ideas and concepts to be successfully transformed into reality, which is, you know, that process of creation. I mean, the Kundalini, Kundalini, it's Sanskrit. Seriously, Google it. It'll be such a yoga hole. You fall into the yoga hole. That doesn't sound right. Down the yoga hole, but I think you know what I mean. Please don't anybody name a studio yoga hole. As for protection, in so many cultures, snakes are the protectors of the truth, and all that is good. If you are worried about being robbed, about others stepping over your boundaries, or you need an energy to keep you safe, coiling snake magic is the perfect one to invoke. Now, I'm going to say for us, like, you know, look, everybody has this, the saboteur. So sometimes the most important decision we can make is cut and run, you know, just in whatever situation, to say boundary, boundary, boundary. You know, if we learned anything, I learned anything the last 3 years plus, it's been about constantly looking at the boundary, constantly, right? Because they shift and change as we go, as we learn, as we evolve. So unity does not preclude healthy boundaries. Where do we leave off? So, okay, here we go. If you are stuck for ideas, lacking the flow to get into to get things happening, or literally fertility in any area, call upon the snake. As for protection, in so many cultures, the snakes are the protectors. Oh, I read all that already. Sorry. It's because it's an air sign. And I have Venus and Libra. Please forgive me. Oh dear, I do go on. Let's get last card down. It's just a very, very powerful. Like I said, there's something high voltage here. Maybe even visionary, which you guys are sort of known for. I mean, you are ruled by Uranus. I think you'd be more grounded. Sorry. It's a good joke, though. You take it as a joke. It's better than your rectum. The Blessed Be cards. We're going to see the hidden blessing. Within the lead, there is gold. Within the sabotage, there is the opportunity for empowerment here, alignment, etc. So that's what this one's going to indicate. Blessed Be, the mystical blessing cards to enrich and empower. They're Celtic, but I dedicated, consecrated, bless them, whatever, to the pantheons of all pantheons. So it's about as inclusive as you get. So let's see. Should you do the best that you can, right? You don't have to cross every T, dot every I. That's not what it's about. But you just follow the best way that you can. Do the shadow work that you can. Follow the guidance and grace best that you can. Here's the indication of the hidden blessing that was there all along. Breathe. Still point. Ground and center. And here we go. I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures on and off planet, because we're dealing with Aquarians, please. One card in clarity, the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead. Should they do the alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, not just shifting their own timeline from lead to gold bit by bit, but bringing everyone else along with them. Talk about a hero. That's a superb hero. That's a superhero. That's a metahuman. Please, what is the hidden blessing in all of this for my beloved Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, so that they can do the alchemy to highlight their fear of self-empowerment, to face it, and the changes it would bring to their lives, balancing on the inner with that Libra energy, that creative air, cardinal air of Libra, creating the balance, maybe being that still point and watching things balance out as work continues on the outside. Maybe head down, maybe just moving through step by step what's on the checklist. Let's keep moving, because all they have to do is survive this, because they find strength in surviving their traumas, hence rewiring their nervous system and shifting everything, because there is a new love in play here for themselves, from another, for another, together could involve spiritual growth as well as work, but they are creating. They're creating their own reality, even in a waning moon. We still create so much of what goes on inside of us, the thoughts we choose, whether we empower or disempower ourselves in any given moment by the decisions that we make. What's the hidden blessing, please? The gold within the lead. This full to new. July 2022. Blessings on a homecoming. And I know so many people that this means so many different things. Wow. Card number 44, a blessing on a homecoming. She looks a little bit like Margaret Garlick, though, if you ask me, darling. Is that Margaret? Well, she's queen now. Terry Pratchett, forever. I love you, Sir Terry. Card number 44. Well, it is Celtic. It's a little hard to miss. Is this the blessing on a home? Is this the last one? No. Oh no, the last one's the big Morgan one. Alright, here we go. Now, here's the tea. Once I finish reading this, it's the ba-doom boom and off we go, and we can chat for a little bit after if you like. But I do these blessings for real. I think, you know, all this lays it out so that I can just bring through energetically what they want to send through. So let's see how this goes. This does make sense because home means so many different things to so many people. So here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Pantheons of the Divine, this has been interesting and fun, but now please confer it through me. The blessing that's been here all along. Still point. A blessing on a homecoming. A blessing for a person who is returning home after a time far from their family, friends, customs, and community. Homecoming is often anticipated as a kind of perfection. The imagined cocoon of comfort we visualize returning to, the embrace of mother's arms, the sounds of voices you know like your own, the welcoming of hearth in which the tales that create family and bonds will be told once more when you return. But often homecoming can be a collision between the imagined home we foresee ourselves returning to, which is in truth a living thing, and thus will have gone through its own evolution during our absence. And likewise, we have changed during our time in the world. And so our coming home can highlight our own new and untested difference. For the returned veteran, the seeing of their old self in the concerned eyes of relatives, for each new mother holding a child in her arms, her homecoming can be a sense of seeing the home through new eyes. Or the traveler, home from a true adventure, coming home can seem very ordinary, like a hero on a journey. A return to an unwanted reality of jobs and bills, and to a pilgrim child coming home can be a time of safety after a chaotic time of self-discovery and hardship. This is all hero's journey stuff. Whatever brings us home, it never brings us back the same as who we were when we left its borders. For home is another country, a time and place when we drew upon its comfort while on the road. It too was quietly changing. That's not even the blessing. Get ready. It's a doozy. Breathe. A blessing for your homecoming. For it to be one which is open to who you have become, joyous in the discovery of changes you have made willingly, understanding of the hurts that may have happened along the road, and the paths your journey took you down. May you bring to your home the light of your soul, and let your presence illuminate the home, making it new and warm once again for those who have waited for your return. So a return to love, a new love. Let everything be familiar and soothing, yet no longer memory's gift or nostalgia's promise. May home be full of smiles and embraces and warmth, but most of all, a sense of your place being finally filled. Because the truth is that your home was no longer truly home without you. And only your return has filled the void. Let home's sanctuary bless you with the safest place on earth. And let the home be filled with the laughter of love, of kin and friend. Until you can integrate who you have become while you're away with who you are now that you have returned. May your homecoming be blessed with the open arms of those who have missed you, and let the rediscovering of you outshine who you once were. A blessing, dear friend, wanderer, hero, I'm putting that in, on your homecoming. May it bring gladness to your soul. Blessed be. For the well-being of all, with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So motivating. And so it is a very powerful read. And yes, it has a very serious edge to it. You just have to live through it. You'll make your way home. It is so Joseph Campbell 101, Hero's Journey, just saying. So did you like it? Did it make sense? Hit the thumbs up. Help the other Aqualungs find it. Come on. Empower them. There's a way to do it. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I do recommend hitting the notification bell because I put these out whenever they're ready, and I will be traveling and probably doing more shorts and readings. I don't know how much tarot I'm going to do while I'm away, but we'll see. And certainly, if you want more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mel, more me, come Patreon on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. It's up there somewhere. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, and goddesses, getting exclusive stuff, getting stuff before everybody else does, and certainly a lovely community we're building over there, and I am digging it big time. So if you want to come Patreon, if you want to come Patreon on Patreon, right? Because I love you. And maybe it'll help. And certainly hang in there. Reach out and get help if you need. And I am available for readings. There's a video in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal. YouTube video. Explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. Otherwise, my beloveds, wishing you the very best and very, very blessed of this full to new in July 2022. Hang in there. Do the shadow work. And hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.